Good afternoon guys, it's Saturday the 2nd of December and at this moment Britain is going through a bit of a freeze. It was minus, well in the minuses last night. In the car on the way down here at 10 o'clock this morning it said -4. So yeah, it's been pretty chilly and I am back on the bank. I'm down at Islands Fishery in Wiltshire and I'm in peg number 2. To give you an idea of how cold it is, a lot of people that fished last night have packed up and gone home. But yeah, but we're on the bank, we're fishing. I've got the rods out. I'll show you the swim now. Turn the camera around. So swim number 2. There's the bivvy. And it's been a pretty foggy, misty morning, what with the temperatures the way they are. And a bit of a winter wonderland walking, well not walking, driving down with all the frost in the trees. But yeah, so here we are. Here's the swim. Nice big swim, like all the ones here. And yeah, we got the baits out, we're fishing. There's a guy fishing opposite. I think he's just had some sort of indication on his rods, so that's a positive sign. Like I say, got the rods out. I'll show you where they are a bit later. But OG fish on the left hand rod and right hand rod. No, OG fish on the middle rod and right hand rod, and fruit and nut on the left hand rod. My usual sort of rigs. I'm not going to show you the rigs necessarily unless, you know, we have a good session. And I don't know if they're going to be feeding that well. The fish in my pond, I fed them yesterday and this morning there's still a bit of food on the surface in the ice because it's starting to ice over. But yeah, I was surprised when I turned up that the lake wasn't frozen, to be honest. It is that cold, and it's been pretty constantly cold for the last, what, four days or so. And yeah, absolutely freezing. So like I say, we're all set up. The bivvy again, a bit of a mess. I've just literally set up, so there it is. And I need to do a bit of a tidy up. So give me a second and I'll get back to you in a bit. In fact, first things first, I'm going to get my thermals on. I've got my thermal bottoms on. I haven't put my thermal top on yet. When you're setting up, you get a bit hot. Obviously, I don't have to carry the gear around, which obviously makes you very warm. On this lake, you can drop your gear in the swim and then go and park. So I don't put my thermals on before I set off to the lake. I get set up and then put them on. So that's going to be the first thing I do, put my thermal top on and yeah, get cozy, and then I'll tidy up. Afternoon guys, it's 2:45. Sun's going down the trees behind the bivvy and it's actually lighting up the islands in front of me really nicely. It's probably going to be the only time we see some sun. It's been very foggy all day, foggy and misty. Of varying degrees. At one time I could hardly see the fellow opposite. So yeah, it's been pretty cold and quite a miserable day. But it's well, it's not really got above -3 according to my phone all day. So yeah, a cold, chilly day. The forecast tonight, it looks like it might even have some snow or rain. Just patches of it, not heavy I don't think. So yeah, and going up to about 1 degrees, 0 to 1 degree, so it's going up a bit warmer, a bit tropical even. So that's what it's saying it's going to do. Whether it does or not, as we all know, doesn't always happen. But anyway, like I say, the rods are out. I've had a bit of food. I've had a nice burger and a mince pie as it's nearly Christmas. So yeah. Got to keep yourself warm in these conditions, guys. Keep the fuel going in. Lots of hot food, lots of hot cups of drink, cups of tea, coffee, etc. Hot chocolate, whatever takes your fancy. Just keep it going. Keep filling yourself up. Keep yourself warm. I haven't got my gloves on at the moment, but they'll be going on again in a second. You know, if you feel uncomfortable and you're cold, you ain't going to be fishing well. At the end of the day, it's meant to be enjoyable. Got robbing in the bivvy at the moment. Yeah, these robins aren't backwards and coming forwards. Like I said, I just had 2 robins in the bivvy. So, yeah. And unfortunately, they do knock the rods from time to time and give you false indications, false bleeps. I actually thought I had a take earlier and looked up and it's the old rod was bouncing with the robin flying off. But, yeah, that's how it is. Looked like a Christmas card though. So, yeah, it's very nice. And everything in the trees and it's still very frosty. So imagine if the forecast is right tonight, they won't look like tomorrow. But anyway, I'm gonna, fingers crossed, one of these goes off, and if it does, obviously I'll get the camera out and share with you anything that's going on. Anyway, time to get in the bivvy, get my gloves on and try and keep warm. Anyway, I'll see you in a bit. Okay, so it's starting to get cold now, so I've just lit my hand warmer, and yeah, it's getting nice and warm. I'm going to put that in the bag, get the bag nice and warm too. So one of my top tips for winter, if you haven't seen the video I've done with a review of this, then check out the link above, up there somewhere. Anyway, let's get in the bag, nice and warm. And here's my other winter warmer, my solar heated cushion. It's not plugged in yet, but the cable's there, ready to plug in the power pack. I'll just put that down where my feet are going to go, down the bottom of the bag, and put it on just before I get in the bag, get it all nice and warm. Get your feet all nice and toasty. So, winter tip number 2. Watch you guys, it's about 10 to 4 and it's starting to get dark. Doesn't look it on the phone. We'll have a look at that. It's got a really cold, freezing fog descended. Yeah, it's getting chilly. Also got a bit of frost forming on top of the bivvy and on the rods. So yeah, it's getting cold and it's starting to get dark, like I say. So I'm going to retire to the bivvy and keep myself warm, like I say. The most important thing when the conditions are like this: stay warm, stay comfortable. Just had a nice cup of tea, and yeah, I don't know if you saw, but I've put me Zippo hand warmer in the bag, and I've got my solar heated cushion in there. Not turned that on yet, but I'll turn it on shortly. And yeah, I'm not going to sit out in the cold all night. I'll be jumping in the bag sort of not long after dark, I guess, just to keep warm. But yeah, and then hopefully we get one of these to rattle off. I think it's a long shot, to be honest. Who knows what's going to happen. But anyway, like I say, it's getting cold. It's very foggy, and there's a freezing fog. And yeah, it's going to be a cold one. Anyway, I'll see you in a bit. Have a look at this that I found in the drinks cabinet. The Spirit of Christmas Pudding rum. Guess where that's going tonight? Happy days. I'll tell you what it's like. Okay, so I've just tasted the rum. It's very nice. And what it needs to go with it is a mince pie. Now, I don't know if you've tried these. These are absolute beasts. They are fantastic. Best mince pies out there, in my opinion. Cracking mince pies. One of those. I've only got one left. I nicked them from home. And a little toddy. Happy days. Good evening, guys. It's about 9 o'clock. And I'm just having a bite to eat and a cup of tea. And I thought, I saw the guys' head torches over the other side going across the lake. And I thought, that doesn't look right. And yeah, the lake's frozen over. So I'll go out and smash the ice around the rod tips with the landing net pole. But yeah, it's not looking good. So whether it's the whole lake or not, I'm not sure. But definitely from me to the islands, it's definitely frozen over. I can tell by the reflections on the head torches of the guys opposite. So yeah, not looking great. But anyway, I'll have a bite to eat and jump back in the bag and keep nice and warm. But it's trying to rain, and it's meant to be quite warm tonight. Well, it's meant to be, according to the forecast, between 0 and 5 degrees. So let's see what happens. Might thaw out. I doubt it. Anyway, I'm going to get back in the bag after I've eaten my food. I've got a little pot noodle thing. I'm going to just eat now for convenience. I'll say have a cup of tea, and I'll see you in a bit. Watch guys, it's about 9:30 now and it's started to rain properly. I did go out a little bit earlier again just to break a bit more ice up, and it was actually sleeting at the time. This is proper rain now, so hopefully this rain will melt the ice, give us a chance, but who knows. Anyway, I'm in the bag, I'm nice and toasty, and that's where it's going to stay unless something else happens. So I'll catch up with you in a little while. Watch guys, it's about 2 o'clock and I've had a deep sleep and I woke up and the middle rod, the bobbin was up to the blank, nice and tight, and anyway I've got out, it's raining still, I've got out, had a feel, it was quite a tight line. I've reset the bobbin, I've not redone the rod, I've just reset the bobbin, and we'll see what happens, but the ice looks like it's all melted, so fingers crossed that's the case. But yeah, like I say, it's raining out there, still quite cold, but hopefully the ice is gone. But I'm wondering if I've missed a bite. It might have just been the ice moving when it was melting, might have pulled the line, I don't know. But I didn't hear the buzzer go, which is unlike me when I'm fishing, I'm normally on it. But yeah, a little bit gutted, I don't know exactly what's happened. But well, we'll see, might get another chance. I'll see you in a little while. Morning guys, it's about 8 o'clock and yeah, it's a bit different this morning. We've had rain most of the night. In fact, it's still raining on and off at the moment, so it's a little bit warmer than it was yesterday. None of that frost is around and the ice completely disappeared, so that's good. I've just repositioned my middle rod, the rod that had that little sort of, well, I don't know what happened last night. So I woke up and looked out and noticed the isotope on the middle rod was up the top. So yeah, not sure exactly what happened there. Obviously I've slept through a couple of bleeps or whatever, that's a robbing on the rods. And after resetting the bobbin last night, I had a few bleeps on it about half hour later. I thought it was going to go. But anyway, just to stop that niggle of doubt, I've reset it this morning, exactly the same place, in the middle of the channel. And the robins come in the bivvy. And yeah, so that's the catch up. There's nothing else has happened, but it's a little bit warmer than it was this time yesterday. Now another little winter tip for you. Okay, let's get the robin on. This getting camera shy now. There he is. I say the robin, there's a couple of them around. And another little tip for the winter, particularly when it is as cold as it was yesterday, is to put water in the kettle before you get in the bag. So you get water in the kettle for the morning cuppa, because believe me, even if the water bottle is inside the bivvy, it can still freeze. It's only happened to me once, it's not happening again. Is when you wake up and you can't fill the kettle up for a cuppa to warm yourself up. At least if you fill the kettle up and it freezes in the kettle, you can still boil it. So top tip for the winter, fill the kettle up before you go to bed. The joy of winter fishing. Watch it guys, as you can see I'm back home, and unfortunately I didn't get a chance to do an outro on the bank. It was raining pretty constantly all morning. There was a break in the weather and I took the chance and quickly packed everything down, got it in the car, and yeah, everything's nice and dry apart from the bivvy, which is soaked, and that is drying out in the garage. But an enjoyable weekend, really enjoyed it. You know, it was pretty Baltic, but as long as you've got the right gear and you keep nice and warm, you know, keep yourself warmed up with hot food and drinks, yeah, it's an enjoyable time to be out on the bank in my book. I really enjoy winter fishing. I do quite a bit. I have done in the past, although I am getting on a bit now, so how long I'll be able to keep doing it, I don't know. So this will be my last trip of 23. Hopefully I'll be out again early 24, but where and when, I don't know exactly yet. But I hope you've enjoyed the video. If you do enjoy my videos, do subscribe, and you know, if you like it, give it a thumbs up. If you don't, give it a thumbs down. Add any comments in the comment section below. Any questions you may have, you know, anything at all, I always try and get back to you. I hope you have a lovely Christmas and a great new year, and I'll see you soon. Take care.